How we doing today, man? We have the wheel for the giveaway. If anyone that uses code Diego, we have the wheel. We do the giveaways on Friday. Yeah, code Diego on every firm. They're running some good deals across all of them. Market opens here in 2.5 minutes. And today is one of those days that you don't have the most clear bias, right? On the higher time frame, we are trending lower, but we have really stalled to go lower. We consolidated overnight. Right here, I'm just kind of looking at these highs as a potential long target if we manipulate lower. We have a few things. This low here, I want to see it either be shallow underneath this low, hold this for value gap, and go higher, or I want to see it displace all the way quick through here and then get a really nice V shape up here, so about a 10 a.m. reversal trade to then go higher. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If we go higher, I'm less inclined to want to go lower because we could also just want to run this high as well. So I'd rather see us run lower first off open to then get a trade higher. I'm joining my dad again today and just going to try and keep the discipline from yesterday. Keep the trading from yesterday was good. Really happy with how I did it. And yeah, we get one trade. We set our lockout risk. We set our lockout feature. And yeah, we get one chance. We get one chance to take a good trade. But regardless of if it wins or loses, as long as we took a proper setup, it's all right, because in the future we will be able to do more than one trade in a day if that ends up being more profitable based on the journal. And also, just not worry about it, right? I'm worried about when I get into the trade, how do I manage the trade? I don't need to panic. I don't need to go break even early. I don't need to do anything dumb. I just got to follow the plan and submit to the process and just let it play out, let it do its thing. So market's going to open here in 1 minute. Let's see what we have for the news. We have nothing really. When does that one dude speak? Okay, tomorrow, Jackson Hole. I don't know what that is, but everyone's been talking about that. Do you know what that is, Jackson Hole? They're saying that's like something that will be like a day-long event, but
Economy, yeah.
yeah. So today should be all right. I do like the consolidation in the two sessions. We have Asia low and Asia high with London in between. So I want to see a sweep of one side, preferably the downside, because I'm a little bit leaning bullish since we've been starting to consolidate in this area. I'd want to see us start pushing, making a little run back higher on all this low resistance liquidity above. So I think that's a very split bias. I don't think that there's any real one side that is, if you say you're bullish or bearish, like to absolute certainty, I think that that's wrong. But yeah, so here we go. Market opens. We're going to manipulate higher, it looks like, into that 5-minute sweep. And let's go from here. So one thing I want to note from yesterday is one of the emotions I felt during the trade was I definitely felt a little bit of just like panic on if it were to stop me out right away. And oh my gosh, what if my day's done? And also too, it is frustrating that we didn't hit this second TP, but it does make sense. Maybe I could start taking profit at the body highs. If we look here, we have the wicks, but we could have taken profit at the relative equal highs. MNQ looks a little bit worse. Like NQ looks more obvious, right? We have the relative equal highs on NQ, whereas MNQ didn't have as clear of a maybe I should TP, because MNQ actually had like stacked 1, 2, so we had kind of like stacked highs. So I thought it was like more low resistant rather than equal highs, where it's a little bit more obvious or whatnot. So maybe I could have taken profit off of those highs, but on eval, kind of try and squeeze out a little bit more if you can. Yesterday, 10 a.m. got tagged overnight or right at the close, and we have displaced lower for key open, and then midnight here. So yeah, displacement off open. There's nothing to enter off of this for me. I would not go long here. We could just be generating another high to then sweep and then go lower, or we could be sweeping to then go lower. This could be our Judas swing higher. So a lot of opportunities, but we just got to be patient and wait for a good trade, because again, there's no real bias, I don't think, today. There's nothing that's a guarantee. There's nothing that just is this is what you're supposed to take. So I'm going to do some math here again to see $500 of risk. If we do 5 contracts, it's obviously 50 points. 6 contracts would be about 41 points, and 7 contracts would be about 35 points of risk. So keep those in mind whenever we see our setup forming. We have just manipulated straight up open, which kind of stinks, because I definitely wanted to see us go lower first to then go higher, but I guess we can play the Judas swing here because we're going to have SMT at the session highs. So we really ripped off open here. That's pretty impressive. But again, is there a setup here? Absolutely not. for me at least. So it does not matter. Why is this? Doing that, okay. Equal highs there, I believe. Yeah, so equal highs. So if we do pull back, we could maybe get something. I don't expect it to. I'd be kind of surprising just for the stop randomly here. But that would be a great target. I don't think it's going to be left, but we'll see. Wonder what this fair value gap would be. So let's see if this first presented gap holds. I would not take shorts here because we did just make equal highs. I would never short this. So if we do run through this and it dumps lower, then that's just a trade that I would never take. I guess this is when news came out at 8:30, got to push lower. We just trade up to midnight. Interesting that we didn't run that right away, but again, kind of just leaves it as a potential target. If we keep running all the way, I don't think we will. I think we're going to use this gap and we're going to go higher. ES is getting a nice leg up here, nice order block. So I'd expect that this would send us higher, but you never know. And then at that point, it kind of keeps us out of shorts. We can't really take a short here with this equal high. So we'll see. The alternate kind of thesis here for longs is if we do start running towards here and we get good strong closes on the 15-minute above these highs, I'll look at this as an inversion and this just being a sweep into this overnight, sweeping this low in this fair value gap. This was a sweep of the data low. We come up and then we deep discount and then push higher. So if we get closes above these highs, I'll start looking for longs towards these highs because for me that would look like a clear willingness to try and run higher, which could be what happens. I don't love the fact that the 9:30 opening price has no wick, so it kind of is a little bit suspicious to me of a Judas swing, but again, it's no rush. I can just sit here and wait for the market to give me a clear understanding of what it wants to do. Part of me wanted to just single trade these accounts, but at the same time, I want to just get them. If I'm going to pass them, I want to pass them all at the same time, right? If I'm going to make $1,400, $1,500, I'd want to make it across all of them at the same time. So this would be a pretty patterny trade here. I think that this would be pretty insane to take. It could definitely work. I think it'd be pretty insane to take though if with these equal highs above. I want to see this manipulate lower, and this gives me a free long target that I'm more than happy to take a trade, a proper setup. I'd be more than happy to take if it presents itself with these equal highs. So I'm not trying to rush into any shorts. I'm not worried about trying to take a short. We do have this inversion. I just don't think that this would be very quality. This 30-second gap. Would I take longs up this 30-second gap? I'd be hesitant to. Main reason is that I just would expect maybe we could retrace all the way first, but it wouldn't be bad. We are in that 1 minute gap lower, the actual first presented gap. But I don't know. I think I could wait closer to 10 today on a day that was choppier pre-market. Sometimes you get a more choppy open and then you get a more expansive move around the macro because that's what I've noticed. I noticed a lot of times when the pre-market or the overnight session moves a lot, 9:30 might manipulate and go quick to the draws if it's already expanded and has good gaps. But when we have no real clear gaps on the higher time frame, a lot of times we'll kind of sit there and hesitate more. So this does look really good, though, for a 30-second inversion. And, you know, you could go for it, but I don't want to have to go break even right at this swing high, although this would be the entry. So it's too high of a close. So for me, I don't want to take this just because it closed 50 points past, or 50 points, and I'd be getting in here. And this is my main target, my main confluence, and I wouldn't want to have to go break even at 14 points. So this trade here is almost a guaranteed break even, but I don't want to get in because it doesn't make sense. I don't have that clear of a target higher, and I do think that we could very well sweep the Asia high and then go lower. So I don't want to take my only trade for the day as a very high chance of it being break even, because I would have to target 10 a.m. or this, we have this fair value gap right here on the 30-second, which was where price kind of broke down from and has not pushed higher since. So this for me would be our like main target on this trade if we did take this, and I just think it's a little bit of bad RR to try and take this trade. Or it's not even bad RR, but it's not as likely because again, this is a high that I really want to be going protected on my entry because this is London high, and that could be where we manipulate go lower. So this trade is also failing. So I think overall is a good trade to fade, but we will see. That would be a great candle. I again not looking to take this because of all the context considered. I just don't think it's the best opportunity that I can have. And even if it is the best opportunity today, I'm fine missing it. With one trade a day, gotta be more specific. I played soccer yesterday, and my knee just kind of, it's just not that good. So, I mean, it's not like bad, but it's just like kind of just hurts in the morning when I walk, and just don't know if I'll be perfect. So we're using this inversion in this fair value gap. We're kind of going into installing, but I'm gonna be honest, I am not a fan of this price delivery if I was in this. Again, it could, I say this and it could just run up and run up and run up, and this could be been the entry. But I would have expected after this displacing candle and this wick, we would have continued through. So this has already given me a lot of red flags on this position. Especially with the equal highs, this should have been really good. But again, this gives me just more and more confidence for a potential long setup when we do get it. At this point, I'd want to see us sweep the 930 low at least and play like a range logic, because if we are still in a range bound, you'd want to play sweeps of the low of the range to play back to the high of the range of the New York session. So this is good that this is breaking down. I'm going to screenshot this loss when it happens for Twitter. But yeah, we're kind of just generating more liquidity. You wouldn't have lost yet, but it would feel very likely. Guess I can just wait. So we're getting a move back higher, but again, this is just so choppy to me that I just can't see a world that I'd be happy being in this trade. So we had that 5-minute gap that opened up. And again, that being said, we could get a big displacing candle here and it could rip off to the races. So you really never know. And that looks like what's about to happen. Just kind of stalling again. And I don't really hate this now as much because we had that push, but I want to just wait for something cleaner, right? I don't want to take something all right when I have one trade and one opportunity. This definitely could be an entry. I definitely think that this displacement would look good. A strong close on this order block would look good. But again, it's still just my only fear with this trade is the relative equal highs being so close. That's why I'd want to be break even. And I don't really want to force a break even after a few points. I'd rather get into a trade that has just more in a clear direction for me. So we're just generating liquidity here. If we fail and break lower again, then it just makes the potential long later even better. So that's one of the things I have to work on too is my patience. Sometimes I think, oh my gosh, well, if my target's here and we got this move, then we have to go higher, and I'm going to miss out if I don't get in now. And I'm probably going to miss out because I don't get in here. But what ends up happening is you end up losing on this trade, and then a real great setup happens, and you're like, wow, if I would have just waited for the setup that I didn't think was going to form, because sometimes it's like, wow, I didn't think that it would even form. Like, I thought that this setup would never happen. And then the great setup forms, and you're like, well, again, the patience, it's like you trick your brain tricks you into thinking that you have to get into that first setup even if it's not perfect because your targets look clear and the market looks like it wants to go there. But again, that's just generating liquidity. The whole point is if they want to run these highs later, if they want people to go long, don't they have to make it look like it's going to go long right now? So to stop people out and to get buyers into the market, they have to make it look like it's going to go there. People aren't just going to start buying here if we don't get close and we don't get this flip, right? When people see this pullback off open, big pump, pullback, big pump, people think, okay, it's going, we're trend day. But this is how they get people into their trap, right? Again, here, you think that's going to be, what's that?
Yeah, generate like a low.
Yeah, generating low resistance. Yeah,
later, not now, but
exactly.
it's gonna manipulate later, and then
Yeah, and it could very well be into this 5 minute. That's what I would look for now, especially with this third failure. I would not touch any trade that goes on after this because now we have low resistance liquidity at the lows. So easy fade, and again, we still wouldn't be stopped out of this trade. It wouldn't feel great. And you'd be really wanting to go break even if it goes above these highs. So we're getting another push. I'm really not liking this price action at all. I'm really not liking this price action. So
not there. You have to wait.
you just gotta wait. And again, this is how you can get very tricked into just like, oh my gosh, it's gonna go higher now. This is the one. And then you get in there and look, it wicks away from you. And now you're like, well, it doesn't look any different than it did here. So why would you get in here? And this trade, if you took this trade, it's not the worst trade. It's just one of those trades that subjectively you could probably have gotten away from just because of where the targets were in relation to your entry. But it's not the worst trade, and it definitely could play out. This low probably could be protected, and look at that. I mean, so like, you know, obviously if I took this trade, I'd like the way it looks right now. But it's most likely a break-even trade, and that's what my fear was. I would be break-even now because we ran out the equal highs. And I'd be letting it do its thing. And it might not stop at break-even. I actually don't think it will stop at break-even. I would expect this thing to run, so. So we'll see. ES is starting to get its move towards the highs. And that volume just kind of came out of nowhere. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks, though, to see a trade that you could have won in, but I would have been stressed during the whole thing. And it's really not the end of the world. So let's see TP come in. So I'd definitely be break even here because, again, we ran out the equal highs. We got to close above, and we just have to go at that point. We tagged 10 a.m. We made equal highs again. So kind of annoying, to be honest with you. It's kind of an annoying price action day. Because that's just like, you know, what are we doing? Because now you can't really take a short with the equal highs above. At least I wouldn't want to. So ES has equal highs as well. So it's just this is just weird, a weird day for me. Equal highs there on both sides. Just interesting movement from price. Fair value gap tap. I don't love this low resistance liquidity at the below us. So if I wanted to take longs continuing to these highs here, it doesn't really make as much. It doesn't look as clean because we didn't really have that, you know, manipulation to that 5 minute, then the displacement. That would have been a lot cleaner. So this 30-second gap should be what holds us. And this trade would have worked. So it's one of those trades that you look back and you wonder if you should have taken it, but I'm fine not taking it. It was very choppy. You wouldn't even have got, you'd have barely got a 1-to-1 here. And yeah, you would barely got a 1-to-1. Let's see, we would have just been able to squeeze out a $500 TP. But we've swept that high now and we're getting displacement lower. ES swept the high as well. So for me, this looks like that Judas swing. And if depending on how we run through this gap, I don't think I'd hate it for a short. Because we have that low resistance liquidity below. We have the unfilled 5 minute. We have the higher time frame on our side. If we want to just keep assuming that we're going to make higher lows, right? This is an area where we'd most likely start going lower again because we swept out all this liquidity. We have 4 lows to the downside. So if we're going to keep this trend going, which it could break and it could be breaking right now, but that could be a situation. So depending on how we close through this gap, I'd be willing to take an entry. I'd need to see kind of what we're looking at, like stop loss here, so I can know to size myself. The only thing is that we could manipulate one more time into this higher gap and then go. So that would be what I'd rather see instead of a straight up move from ES and then drop in lower. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes you get another manipulation.
I would wait for that 1 minute inverse,
Yeah.
and then tap into a fair value gap on the leg that rates the inverse.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see. I
Inverse
understand.
that, and
Yeah.
then and the leg that goes.
Yeah, like a fair value gap. I think that we're probably gonna remanipulate
If
up
it-
into
if it
this
does
blue line I marked out, because that blue line would be this fair value gap over here, which for me is something that is subtle that we could retrace into and get a move. So for me, that would be where if we do get a reaction lower, then I can go for it. I'm not 100% confident yet without that. But we also we don't have to get in there by any means. We did tag into this 5 minute already, so which was unfilled, so that's also fine too. So we kind of have enough here. It just depends on, I need to see good candle closes now, good confidence, good momentum. That's really all I'm looking for, is the momentum now
To go on.
of the market to go short.
Oh.
We'd have to go 500 divided by like 65 points, $7 a point. So I'd have to go like 4 micros, 3 or 4 micros, if that was the stop. But we haven't got the setup yet. Very slow and choppy now. And let's see, if we were to have gotten in and we were targeting this high, we would have been probably, we got close to break even. I guess we could have partialed off at 10 a.m. Probably would have been the move after all this chop. And when we started getting strong displacement, I got on break even. I'd probably just take profit here, especially after it rejected here. I'd probably just move my stop or my take profit above this high. But who knows, right? Just like yesterday, you don't know until you're in the trade. So we are rejecting nice on the wicks. ES is running again. Just kind of curious. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't take this IFVG. I kind of just need to see what we're looking at. We're entering that macro right now. We just displaced lower. We haven't gotten a 30-second inverse yet. But we have all of this low resistance liquidity right here. And that's kind of where my eye is going to here. Got a 2-minute inversion. We're kind of just waiting here to see. Could be one of those days that just isn't like, again, we didn't come in with a super clear bias. There's no like PD array we're really reacting off of other than this order block on the 15-minute. But yeah, I don't think I mind. I don't think I mind this. What I would do is, if we got this inversion, we will have this fair value gap right here. So what I could do is wait for that and then see a reaction. Yeah. So we didn't get the close either on this. Did not get the close, but the 30-second did inverse now.
The 1 minute inverse.
The 1 minute did not inverse. Maybe on NQ. No, it did not. We kind of held here, but that for me is a little bit irrelevant. I just want to see how we react out of this fair value gap now. Entry could be a reaction out of that. A reaction out of that and an inversion could be the entry. So we'll see. ES already inverses the 1 minute. But again, there's nothing really super clear. ES has a 5 minute that we could very well hold off this order block. The order block tap on NQ as well. We could, again, just be bullish and be trending towards these highs. We could re-sweep, so definitely not going to force anything unless it's super clean. And this inversion to the upside could probably be a pretty valid long, honestly, because I think that this short's going to fail. And because this short's failing, I think this would be the long entry, but I'm not taking it, obviously. Yeah, actually, I kind of wish I had the balls to take it if it did get that 30-second close here, because I do think that this is pretty solid. I think that the fact that this is failing to go lower bounced off midnight open, bounced off this resistance. I think that this is a good trade. Go. Okay, I really want to enter here. I'm not going to. I don't know. That would be kind of a kind of like a prediction trade more than a solid entry, because for me, I feel like we're gonna go up and resweep here, but I don't need to be playing the resweep. I need to be playing the real move. So if it's not the real move, I don't need to be worried about it. Instead of trying to risk a few points. But I do think that a lot more lines up now to make that a resweep than to go lower. But we have this, we're just kind of putting in this low resistance liquidity. So I actually might hold off on shorts even until we really displace through. And what I might do for shorts is wait for real displacement. Instead of trying to catch the the top here and get a trade all the way down, what I could do is wait for the run through, wait for the get structure, wait for the run through this low, because with this, we have low resistance liquidity below us and above us here. I will look for a short up here if we resweep into here. If we don't resweep, then I don't like taking shorts yet, because it could very well just be a sweep into this 5 minute to go higher. So I'm going to be patient here. Yes, is running higher. Going to wait for 10 a.m. open. Again, it's like I forget sometimes that, because I really like taking trades near open, but when you don't have a clear and obvious bias, it's very hard to take open trades. So you have to be a little bit more patient for structure when it's not super clear. I just got to be clear our mind here and just not worry about any of the expectations we had coming into the day. Not worry about any of the targets that I wanted to trade to, like these highs. It just doesn't matter. I don't know why this happens sometimes. Very glitches like crazy. Top step X, but. So we're breaking out of that low resistance liquidity. We should run again one more time. And this is where I'd really want to see a reaction. This is also another stipulation. If we inverse this 5 minute, that would give me another clear understanding that we do want to just be bullish potentially. So in this range here, that 5 minute gap lines up perfectly. And this high that I have marked out, in this range lines up perfectly. The OTE of this entire range from this high to this low, let me see if I can, low 2950. Yeah, this range is kind of interesting. OTE lines up, or like the OTE of OTE, so the 0.75 lines up perfectly with this fair value gap that's unfilled. So that would be the confluence. So again, this is my stipulation. We either run through this 5 minute imbalance and close above, and I'll start looking for a continuation long, or we get a sweep like we just got. We got a sweep at this level. That would be our manipulation. We start getting legs lower. So very interesting.
Doesn't look like once you go higher.
Yeah.
As the decline line is stalling there.
So this is where a lot of the people probably just, like, you'd see, just if they're going for top tick, they're shorting right now. This is where we could definitely put in the high of the market.
So there's no. That is a fancy decline line, so it's not making big.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see though, because if we inverse this gap, then I don't really care about what that says, but because it's just kind of falling price, we've just been stalling sideways. But yeah, this is where I'm keeping my eye for the 5 minute gap. If we inverse this, then I think that we're gonna have trades towards this high, and the structure looks clear, right? We have displacement, down close candle, up close candle, trade to the order block, down close, up close, use the order block. So
Show me 1 minute. Yeah, divergence on that high, on the tick.
So we'll see though. But this is where this 5 minute gap could be where people get in their top ticks, and this is where people are probably catching those crazy trades, and you're like, how did they get in there? Well, you know, the confluences are stacked here. This is where the stack confluences would be for me if I wanted to just top and bottom tick, but that's obviously just not how I trade. So, be interesting to see. I want to see. We're going to have this. We have this 2 minute gap below. We don't have a 3 minute really. We don't really have a 30-second. So there's no real inversion play for me here. But we will see what happens. We haven't had too much urgency either way. Definitely not much urgency to the upside. And really, the urgency lower on some of these candles is a lot more aggressive than. We have one aggressive candle, 1, 2, 3. We have a few aggressive green candles, but this move up was very lethargic. After pushing in, dropping, coming back up the resweep. So we'll see what happens on a Wednesday. We have 10 a.m. in 2 minutes, which could be very well in line for 10 a.m. reversal. But if we look at this 4-hour candle, it looks very bullish. And I can't say I'm really embarrassed looking at this chart, but yeah, again, we'll see. Really doesn't matter because we'll wait for price to tell us. But see, that's where this trade here, I did like the look of this when this short failed. I did like the idea to have taken longs here. Could have got in, risking 25 points, so that I could have risked a full mini contract, pretty much, and then I could have taken profit this high. So if we were risking 500 exactly, we would have been risking like 9 micros, and 9 micros times 2 times 38 points would have been about $684. Would have been a nice winning day, but you know, it is what it is. We would have had that nice displacing candle. So our possible entries for the day. A long here, that would have chopped around and been very scary, and it would have hit a 1-to-1, or a long here, that would have hit a like 1 to 1.5. So nothing really too crazy that we missed out on. We didn't miss out on some obvious runs, some like perfect trades, the best trade ever. We would have got in. If we got in here, we would have either taken profit or got break even. So interesting day. The 5 minute did not inverse, but that is a strong close. 10 a.m. just opened. Let's see what happens. We're going to have no real top wick if we just displace from here.
Signs of climb like the green candle is like a big down candle on the.
Yeah.
Look very bullish.
So this 2 minute gap, we'll see if this holds. Starting the framework here, we'd have the change of state delivery here. If we get a close here in 13 seconds. So that is our 30-second change of state delivery and the 1 minute change of state delivery and the 2 minute technically, if we get the 2 minute close. So yeah, the 1 minute change of state delivery, we'll see what happens. ES did not get a change of state delivery. I just don't have a clear and clean fair value gap to inverse. I mean, the 2 minute is there, but again, it's not very clean and it's not very like obvious, I guess.
Did you resweep liquidity again there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see. This would be the 2 minute trade. Again, I just don't really know how much I love. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird day because I'm not like super sold in anything. This would be our 2 minute trade, but I kind of want to just let it go. Instead of trying to catch the top, I could let displacement happen and then get the continuation lower here. Like I could find a continuation trade when we confirm that we're going lower, because really an inversion here at the top is just a theory. It would be the best entry, and if I had multiple trades, I'd probably want to give it a stab. But with one trade, I kind of want to wait for it to just run lower, because at this level here, we could very easily get a push back higher, or we could get a push lower. So I'd want to see us start displacing towards this low. Maybe like do something like this, right? This is what I want to see. Kind of just some structure, form, shallow sweeps and then come all the way down here, for me, I would say, okay, look, we're definitely bearish. And then start generating liquidity again. Maybe generate some liquidity like this, sweep up in here, and then get the continuation trade, and then trade this. So I'd much rather trade this than try and predict that we're going to reverse fully off the top, unless we get something that really is clean. So because I'm not going to remove the idea that we're just going to keep trending up, and this could just be a really slow grind trend, right? We have pullback, higher high, like high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This could be just putting a higher low. So until we really break structure in a significant way, which would be below these lows, it's really hard to put an idea behind this being the short. And with how slow, like normally when you start shorting, it starts moving lower, it starts having some speed. But again, this 2 minute doesn't look bad. If this is a trade where you're willing to take a trade and you have another trade in to take after it, I actually don't think that would be bad. Part of me would want to take it, but also I want to have more of a confirmed entry, more of a confirmed idea. And really looking at the day, I can't have too much FOMO about not have taken a trade, because both the trades we would have taken would have been mid, and they would have been winners. You wouldn't have lost today. But, this trade here wasn't great. It stalled around for a lot, so this would have been a very stressful and frustrating trade to be in. And then there's nothing off open, and this short here would have been low quality, and it would have been lost. And then along here would have been fine, but it's just kind of a scalp, and it's not really, what I'd want it to be. So really slow price action here. Just gotta be patient. It's crazy how trading makes you think that you can be done within 30 minutes of the trade session. It's only been 30 minutes, so. The lack of volume is kind of what's making me not want to take any trade anyways, though. We just have no movement, right? Even if we're going to go lower or higher, you want to see a little bit of movement. So the fact that ES is just kind of stalling there, for me, is a little bit of a red flag. And this doesn't really scream we want to come down here yet, so I would have no reason to believe that we're just going to flip all the way off here, all the way to these lows without any real structure. But again, we will see. We will see what happens. So this would be our 2 minute inversion. It would kind of be one of those ones. I mean, if it gave it a stab, it's not really the end of the world, but it's also, you just got to take the context of the ES and be like, okay, what's really telling us here that we're going to go that much lower, besides the fact that we did put in SMT at this highs. It wouldn't be the worst attempt, right? But it's just kind of one of those ones that, yeah, I mean, maybe I take it, right? Maybe I take it, just kind of look in here to see how it closes. Doesn't look bad, but it just doesn't scream entry. So that would be the 2 minute inversion. It just traded back into the 2 minute. This could be a solid entry. 10 AM reversal. In the macro, we have all this low resistance below. I want to take it, but one trade a day hesitates me a lot. So with one trade a day, I'm very skeptical to take it, because I don't want to be done for the day on a trade that could lose. But I think that could just be me overthinking it, which is why I don't like one trade a day, but it's part of it, right? Part of the one trade a day is that you might overthink and miss entries. So really kind of wanted to have taken this, but let's see. Yeah, I really like this trade. I just kind of feel weird. Just one trade day makes you nervous to enter, That's literally the only reason I don't like one trade day, is that I feel just so hesitant. But at the same time, that hesitancy might just be the gut feeling and experience being like, hey, maybe this trade isn't perfect. So just got to be fine with it. If we get a close below this 2 minute as well, after inversing that first one and using that as resistance, that looks a little bit better, but then you're kind of have to plan out that break even at that swing low. You can't go break even early if you're trying to be most sound, but we'll see. If we get that close, I actually might
Show me 1 minute.
go for that. This is the one, oh, that's 2 minute. 1 minute just looks like nothing. If we do get this 2 minute close here, I could go in with 50-point stop loss, target 74 points, target these lows. But I don't know. Like, I probably should have gotten in on this first one. But I'm just like I don't know. The one trade's sketching me out. I don't like ES really hasn't left this area. So NQ is getting that kind of push, and ES is just like sitting here. I don't mind not taking it. I don't mind not taking it. It's a lot of just hoping here for the price to go lower rather than knowing. And again, we could just be in one of those days where we're going to make lows and just continue grinding upwards. So we have no idea. Just such slow price action. I don't know. If I would have got in up here, it would have been a much better entry, but again, ES is not moving the way I'd want it to. It's not like breaking lower. If ES was starting to get some moves to the downside, I wouldn't mind this. But yeah, I mean, this would be the next 2 minute that we could inverse. Would be all the gaps. We had that 3 minute inversion.
Yeah, it's moving now.
Yeah, this is a nice 5 minute close. But again, I'd have to go break even at that swing low. And it would most likely stop you at break even. So, I'm going to leave this trade. I don't like the speed at all. It doesn't matter to me if it goes lower. Again, like I said, like I drew out, if we get this move and we get this move like this, I'm willing to be patient and wait for this. And wait for this. And then get the trade here, right? I'm more willing to take this rather than this slow grind on a non-confirmed real entry. If I wanted to have taken this short, I needed to take it here. This would have been where I had to get in. I would have had to get in right here. Stop would have been this high, and this would have been a great trade plan out. So this is the trade I needed to have been in, because then I could actually go break even here. This candle closed here. I could have got in here as well. I don't know, one trade a day. That's why I always say I hate it. I'm going to commit to it, but I absolutely hate one trade a day, because I would have taken this trade if I wasn't doing one trade a day. So it does suck, but it, can't cry about it. Hold up. What are you trying to see?
I want to see 945. Line.
Line?
No, the time frame there. Right there. Yeah, look. 945.
No.
So that was
I mean, I just, like, one trade a day, when you see price action this slow, it kind of makes you just like, what if it chops up one more time? And then, because it could easily, when it moves this slow, it could easily just come up again. And then, like, I like to see displace my trade. So, again, one trade a day probably messed us up. I mean, I would have 100% taken this. Would have 100% taken this trade if we didn't have that one trade day looming over us. But again, I don't mind being patient and waiting for a more clear and textbook setup.
It kind of shows you the 10 o'clock macro that makes price moves. See that?
Yeah. So that 2 minute would have worked. Notice now the speed that we're getting through. But with how slow we were, we sweep this low. I'm gonna watch how this what forms in here, right? What kind of gap?
I think we're still bullish.
You think we're still bullish?
Probably.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we
But
could
the
be.
decline line has not changed. It stayed what it is.
We could be. I mean, this would be the 30-second gap. If we flip that with speed and we flip this, then I actually wouldn't. I wouldn't hate longs there. If we flip that with speed.
It's gonna take all that liquidity out before it even turns, I think.
Yeah, but if we take that out, I don't know if I really believe in a long that much because it's like, it's a pretty deep retracement.
Well, you're gonna get a retracement at 75%.
Yeah, but I mean that's a pretty heavy if we're going towards these highs, like I just don't think we need to come all the way down here. So who knows. We do got this 1 minute now. That 1 minute gap after sweeping this. That's SMT there. Right here. But if we just get a nice displacing candle there and close below, I could see us definitely using that to go lower.
That's gonna have to go all the way down to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm considering an entry off of an order block getting created here, going in, leave my stop above here, and just letting it kind of play out. Since we tagged that 1 minute. But we do have a 5 minute unfilled above. So I don't know. I'm really hating the one trade day. Again, not gonna change it, but it does definitely just really frustrate the options. And then I think I like this as a potential entry short, but I'd have to go in there. And I don't know. It just kind of seems like you're asking to get chopped up on, but if that would be this is where it should continue if we are bearish, but I don't know how much I'm confident in the price action moving today. But that's a great tag of that order block and reaction. I mean, I'm very hesitant today, and it's weird but at the same time, that just is because I don't have a clear, yesterday when I woke up, it's like, okay, I want to see us sweep these lows and go towards these highs. Like today I don't have that, I had that of here, but it got taken. So my main target's being taken, it makes it very hard to really try and trade. So this would be my entry as well. So I'm seeing the market, I'm seeing the moves, I'm just not confident in the moves, and I'm not putting back in trades by them. But this would be an area where I'm confident. This would be another one. So I've seen the shorts here, I've seen the longs here, I've seen the longs here, but none of them have been super convincing to me. And when I backtest, when I backtest and I only take trades when I have a very clear understanding of where I want the price to go to and when, it's a lot easier and I have a lot higher success. So I don't want to force force something just because it could go somewhere and it could go lower and this could be the hold and whatnot, but then you're just missing out on it, and then you kind of dang, well, another one went by or another one went by. But it's all good. And if we really want to get into it, if we look at the higher time frame, what are we looking at here? Consolidation. We had these equal highs, but it got taken. That was our clear draw. Market open, pumped higher. We just didn't get it, right? What are you going to do when the market pumps like this? Can't take any trade. So, interesting. Interesting day. Curious if this 1 minute inverses to the upside. But we're gonna have this 5 minute open up here. So again, just gonna wait here. Gonna keep looking at the market till 11:10, the last macro of that hour. And if I don't see anything, I don't have to trade today, right? Yesterday we took a great trade. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but it's just kind of how it goes. But if you do win, it's like, you know, you're not gonna get a perfect trade every single day. And we could have won. We hit our first TP, but we didn't secure the whole thing. So interesting day. We just rebalanced to equilibrium here on this tick lower of this range. If we go from the New York AM open, we're in the OTE. So we have SMT at this low. Yes, it's not gone as low. So it's just, there's nothing much, right? And when you look at these higher time frames, if you look at this hourly, the one thing that raised red flags immediately was we didn't really have any gaps. We had this fair value gap that we were just stalling all overnight, that we went all the way down and we bounced out of. But we don't have any clear gaps. We don't have any gaps here. We don't have any gaps here. We don't have any gaps here. We're just kind of in a consolidation on this time frame. The 4 hour looks even less clear. If you look at this 4 hour and you just zoomed into this, the last, when was this? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? If you look at these last 5-ish days on the 4 hour, you don't really have a clear direction besides, okay, wait, we're kind of trending down maybe, but then, oh wait, we're trending up. So you're kind of in this weird spot in the market where you don't have a clear understanding either way. You have a trend down and you have a trend up, and it's like, which one is going to be more believable? And for me, that's neither. So it's always better to wait for days when you have clear understanding of where price wants to go. Three-minute fair value gaps holding. Again, this is where I'd expect shorts to start delivering through now, but it's so choppy and slow that I don't care to be involved with it. 5 minute gap opened up above. Should go lower here. That's why if I did get in the short here, I'd want my stop above this order block, because we could have reswept like we did and go lower.
There you go.
So finally grab that low. I'd want to see it come down to this next one though as well, but we might not. So it does stink that we didn't take this 2 minute. I mean, we would have smacked and been up. We would probably taken 5 micros, could have made $700 again. And that means that if we took this trade and the trade yesterday, we would actually pass the accounts, which is kind of brutal, but just how it goes. So I've done that 5 minute.
And the single yes, no.
Not really, yes, it still hasn't gone all the way lower. We still have SMT here right now, just with this low. That is a pretty interesting rejection here. I'd want to see what happens in this 1 minute. If this 1 minute inverses, could be my one stab for the day. But I'd only take this if it inverses on the first candle, or first or second candle with straight green. So if we get something like this, I would just target probably the midpoint of this range. So honestly, right above this high, right above at midnight open. So that would be the trade I would be able to take. I'll take like 6 micros. So we're just rejecting it. So I don't want to see this spin like really quick. And again, the other idea is that I want to see how this plays, this fair value gap could go, and I want to see it displace, and I want to see some sort of manipulation, and then retrace to go short.
I think we're going lower.
Yeah, I mean this rejection of this gap is nice.
And the tick is like make a big tick low, meaning lower
Yeah.
prices to come.
So really wouldn't hate something like this, just kind of rock a big stop and go for this. Go for something like that. I think could be a pretty nice play. But I could always get a tighter stop with waiting for displacement, waiting for a retrace, waiting for something else. So definitely interested to see how this plays out. Definitely kind of can be annoying that didn't take the 2 minute trade, but I didn't have the confidence in it. That's fine. Seemed like one of those days that was pretty easy, but also just pretty tough at the same time. Again, we just didn't have enough speed through this 2 minute. Like this 2 minute just kind of came down, came up, came down, and then came up and came down, came up and came down. Like just really slow through here. If you look at the 1 minute, really slow through here. We didn't start getting that displacement until here, and then that's already through this slow. And then this trade could have been good. There's a lot of good opportunities, just nothing that I was willing to take my one trade on, which is, again, why I really hate one trade a day, but I just cannot, I can't do more than one trade a day because I don't have the self-control to not do a dumb trade if I take a loss. So it's just one of those things that I have to do, and maybe we don't have to do it eventually. And maybe with the daily lockout, maybe we don't have to do the one trade a day as to a T. Since I can lock out the daily loss and I can't lose more than 500, so that could give us the freedom to do non-one trade a day. But yeah, this thing is just melting lower. And again, I've been waiting for something like this that will confirm, okay, we're probably going to go lower. This for me confirms that we want to go lower. I want to see us now get some sort of retrace move to this 5 minute that will open and then get a trade out of that. So for me, this will be the last thing that we could look for, is come up into that gap and then get the move. So I'd want to enter somewhere around here, right? We come all the way down, 5 minute tag, drop lower. Would be making the most sense for me. The higher time frame is just going to continue doing its thing, right? Which is high, like lower highs, right? This is another lower high. It's crazy. It's crazy. We get this strong candle and it looks so bullish, and then just 10 a.m. opens and tanks and nukes us to the floor. It's insane. So especially if we inverse this 15 minute. Look at that. It was a tricky day. Just one of those days that's like feels like I'm just being too scared to make any money,
Yeah.
But it's better nothing than to force something, It just seems so obvious.
Look how bearish it looks.
Yeah.
Still make new lows on the tick. So you're gonna go all the way down to that liquidity range, all the way down to that line there. Maybe that might be the end of the down move.
Yeah, gotta see this 5-minute retrace to take anything. I do like that we came down though, the strong displacement generated more liquidity. I'd have to see it kind of pull back. Could pull back all the way to this wick as a reference point to go lower. ES is nice here too because it generated itself some nice liquidity with the market opening prices. So it just generated some nice liquidity on this wick, which is SMT, but that's an SMT that doesn't matter to me. We have 45 seconds until a 5-minute opens. The 5-minute will open. I'd want to see us manipulate into it and then go lower. That's, again, what I kind of planned out from the start. For me, the fib I would draw the fib from this range, right, where we manipulate this high and we put in this low. So the fib for me, this is the equilibrium of this range, is where I want to see it retrace to. If we get a reaction off the 50% and get a short entry, that for me would be a kind of qualifying range, and also lines up with the 5-minute gap. So this is my last kind of thesis. If it doesn't give me what I want to see, then it's a no trade day, and we go away with no losses and no wins. But that's like the last little bit of a thesis there. If it retraces all the way up here and sweeps out this high, that could be a nice little soup too. But again, I need to see that reaction after getting a manipulation higher. So same thing with ES here. ES has this move. This is actually really nice. I kind of missed this last time. Right here, we had SMT. Right there. So that's actually kind of cool. Missed that live time, but even more of a confluence of why it went short. So 5-minute has opened. We are running higher. I want to see that, right? That's all I need to see. Is run higher, manipulate, do its thing, come back lower for the generated liquidity, and push lower. I am the only thing I am afraid of is that what if we're just in a range, right? Huh? I'm saying, what if we're just in a range right here, like the day, like this is the range of the day, right? Like
the range of this will be the low, probably.
But that's what I'm saying. But like this could be the range too. Like this is New York A, and we came down, swept that low. But again, it just depends. If we get a push up, I'd expect us to retrace lower, because a lot of times you don't like in a range, even in a range day, you don't get a big move up. And you don't just immediately crash. You kind of stall in the middle, come back up, stall here, come back up, and then come all the way down the range. And then you sometimes pull back up to the midpoint and then flip back down. So I think that there's opportunity still to short, but
yeah, I see it more likely for it to make a leg up and then come all the way down to all the way down there.
At least there. But this is definitely where I'd be trying to take profit or go break even. This could be one of those fake out moves to go back lower. I want to see that 5-minute. If that 5-minute doesn't get tagged, I can't justify it.
The market's up now is like finally dropping down. Fancy climb.
Yeah.
So if you get a tap in there, it would be probably okay to short.
This order block, we have this previous resistance, so I don't need to see it sweep this high. wouldn't be bad, but I don't need to see that. I just need to see that 5 minute. I need to see it get into that 5 minute. And for me, that would be all I need to see a continuation short.
Now we'd like to see that around the 10:50 mark, the next macro.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to wait that long though.
Well, it might chop and
I mean,
then
10,
move when
15 minutes of chop would be kind of crazy though.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be bad, but I just want to see it kind of do its thing, and then we could get a reversal off these lows at 10:50 would be what I would expect more. Like I think that this macro started the move, and then we continue, and then we chop down here, and then get a move back into the range. But I don't know. This is a day that I'm really not mad to take no trades today if we don't get anything, because there's really not much going on. But yeah, we could chop for 10 more minutes, open up this 15-minute gap, and that could be what sends us finally lower. Such a weird higher time frame. Came all the way into OTE of this range. OTE of OTE, so in this OTE range we came into the midpoint and just dropped lower. Trading's so boring sometimes. And it's just frustrating too, because all I think about is just the money that I can make, or like the dollar amount or the P&L, or trying to get the trade. But it's like, sitting here and doing the process is what matters. But then you see a trade that you maybe could have taken, and then when it works, you think about how much you missed out on, and it's like on the day, and really more so just the time you missed out on. Like yesterday, if I hit my TP, and then today, if I hit my TP, I could have passed the accounts. So it's like mentally, you're kind of like now trying to rush, because like, well, wow, if I just took profit the high yesterday instead of the other high, and then if I took the trade today, I could have held for whatever I needed, and I would have passed my accounts, and then I'd be able to move towards the money. And then, so it's like, but the process matters more. It's like, it doesn't matter, right? But you sit here and you're on 5 evaluations, you're like, man, like, I want to make some money. I want to like get towards my payout. I want to do all these things. And that's the hardest part with trading, is not worrying about all those things, just doing what I need to do. And all I need to do is just wait for proper setups, wait for proper movements, and just be fine. Yeah. Wow. All right, so we're getting into that 5 minute. See, now we're getting a little bit. Look, notice the speed kind of to get up here. Boom. Okay, it's kind of like, okay, getting up there. Look how close we are. Yes. So this speed tells me that this could be a good. Like we're starting to get some movement in the price. Manipulate. We open up a gap, and then we could go. So, I do like that. So now I'd want to see a 30-second kind of open up here. And then I'd look for the short. And if we got a strong displacing candles, really it'd be if we got change in state delivery here as well. So I'd want to see that start rejecting. We could internally sweep this. That wouldn't be bad as well. And then we could get a 1 minute here. So this 1 minute would be pretty solid. All right, so we're just getting a lot of random insurgence in price here, which is weird. That was a really weird spike. Probably didn't really happen on NQ, but NQ swept out this high as well. SMT at that high technically, but yeah, kind of not what I was expect. Not this much bullishness. I wouldn't have expected this if we were gonna go lower. Weird, like just weird, right? Just weird. again, we could just be in a range. Market moves up, market moves down, market moves to the midpoint. So if we are on this range here, we are at OTE. So this is actually a really nice level though, so to reject. So I actually don't mind that. But then if we go from the bigger range, we might just reach equilibrium. So we didn't even get equilibrium, which is fine. I don't need to trace equilibrium in this move, but we did sweep the high, and now we're gonna see legs lower, right? Depends fully on the displacement now of these candles.
Show me the 1022 time frame candle. 1 minute. 1022.
I'm trying to find it there. This one. This wick one at the bottom.
Okay.
All right, the 30-second just inverse there. I'm not going to get in that one yet. I want to see this 1 minute inverse. The only problem with the 1 minute inverse is kind of just like half the move is already on. But you can still get a 1-to-1. That 5 minutes put in a nice rejection wick.
Should be a good short, I think.
Yeah, if we get it. We have this 2 minute forming.
The static line is dropping. I think it's dropping. So
It all looks good. ES tagged in. That's a really strong rejection off of ES's 5 minute and this old order block. But unless we get that leg down, it doesn't really matter too much. So we swept here on NQ. We have that wick on the micros chart, which is, I always hate that stuff when it's not correlated, but
with a 5 minute gap.
where are we in it?
But I'll mark it out.
Alright, it's right here. I don't want to mark, it just kind of clutters in our
I
chart.
don't know, but I can't know where it's at.
I mean, you just got it, like you see it here, and then you just kind of like know where it's at. But if we have a double wick, like wick down, and we kind of sweep again, like if this candle closes, obviously it looks bullish. But if we sweep down and get a reaction, then that 5 minute looks really bearish again because we'd have two reactions. So this is honestly where I think that I like a potential stab. On that 30-second.
I would wait until you, on that, you're on 30 second, wait until you change that state of delivery. Break through that.
But don't like that wick, so now I wouldn't take this inversion. Even if we got it, I'd want to see the next 1 minute invert as well. Unless this next candle really comes in with some displacement and really looks good. To 25 points would be. So I kind of like it, but I'm just kind of like hesitant with today. I feel just really nervous for whatever reason, but Just gotta go for it. It's gonna be like a half risk trade if it gets it.
I would take it.
Just want to see it close below there. I would just go half risk since I can only do one trade anyway. So if it loses, I only lose half of on a better day. You know, where I have a more clear target. This hasn't been enough displacement for me. I want to see it displace through this low, and honestly, just
But
this 1 minute.
It should drop lower based on this.
I'm just gonna go. I'll just go like 4 or so micros. That's 3 micros. Just go lower risk. If we get that 1 minute inversion.
Because the defensive line has been dropping.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about that stuff, so
Yeah,
I'm not really too worried about it.
bearish.
Strong close to this midpoint, I'd get in. Like if it closed on this midpoint, I'd get in. But yeah, 39 points. If I did 3 micros, 42, be like $250. So I'm perfectly fine with that. About half risk. I don't mind scaling to half risk on a day where it's not as clear and obvious to me. Because then that way you just win a 1-to-1 the next day and you make back your loss and some. So. Excited for Madrid to play today at 3 o'clock.
Just waiting for the market to open. I mean, it's going to start moving.
So another wick here on the 5 minute. So we came up, swept this one again with the wick. So for me, that looks good for bearishness. But now we have a 5 minute bullish gap. That would be probably the play for me. Because the 5 minute would invert in the macro. So
Well, the 5 minutes close. You're right in the middle of the fair value gap.
yeah, but I'm saying this candle, this 5 minute inversion would be in the macro. So it'd be interesting. Then.
It is even dropping more negative.
$30 seconds holding. Really, I might take this just off of this. Again, I'm 3 micros. If we can get that inversion. Even just on that change in state of delivery, like this push lower, I like that. I'm just gonna wait. I want to see it really get through that gap. Because again, this is a 5 minute, so I don't want to rush this. Because we haven't had any real confirmation that we want to go lower yet.
Yeah, wait for the 5 minutes. Might resweep one more time over there.
Yeah, into resweep. What do we have? Yeah, the macro open. It's weird. It's ugly.
Yeah, all this says lower prices coming.
What are you trying to see?
Well, you have a 75% mark.
No, I mean, well, it's on. Hold up.
So right here, might go into that.
You gotta get this way.
might get into that 75% area.
Good sweep
for
one more
sure.
time.
Yeah. Then you're gonna get into the macro time frame.
So this would be where you'd want to see it. This now. But we don't have any clear gaps, so this one would be the gap. So if this thing if this gap inverses, what I would do is I'd get in, lower risk, and I would go break even at this swing low. And the reason I do that is because we spent so much time that if I got in here around here and I got in and it goes down through here and gets a strong, if it gets a close through here, and especially if it closes this inverse, I'd go break even. So
It's definitely
ES has not moved up at all. So yeah, I'm again with half risk. I don't really have to have any attachment to being right or wrong on this. I want to see this be displayed. Like I need this displacement to be obvious though. Like it needs to be obvious, like a boom, flush
4
lower.
minutes.
Because we'll have a third wick on the 5 minute. We bounced out of that 5 minute on the bullish side, but again, I just need to see this be, the move. I need to see strong displacement through, like a fat candle. I'd get in. I'd go break even at a close below this low. I feel like something too that I feel like sessions don't really do like after the first hour. I feel like the session doesn't do much most of the time, but like you get a move. Like sometimes it just does nothing for the rest of the day, but then sometimes you have the move right at 11. So it's like such a weird situation. But okay, so we're about to close that 5 minute. Or the 5 minute just opened. So we're in the macro. The 5 minute just opened. We did close above, but it's not the most convincing close above. It actually didn't even close above this wick. It closed at the wick. So it doesn't have a huge bearish wick, so you're not thinking, oh, wow, it's really bearish. But it's not looking super bullish. Whole lot of hem-haw kind of. So we're going to, if we sweep that high, that puts us at the 50%. So I'd want to see us sweep that 50% high, and then that's where we could get the rollover in the macro. ES is going to sweep out this high, and that'd be perfect. We get the manipulation on both sides. ES is a lot lower. So ES hasn't swept out this high, NQ just did. So this is where I need to see it. But at the same time, if we start pushing too much higher, then there's just no opportunity.
Crazy.
Could look at this as a potential sweep and then go lower. But at that point, it has to go from here and it has to be quick. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. Have to be quick. I don't even need it to sweep this though because that should have been a manipulated high.
I would think you would have to sweep that.
I don't think so because we have SMT at this high and we use this to send this move lower. So this could just be like a breakaway gap on the 5 minute. But this would be a 5 minute gap in discount. So that would be our last case. It'll be off midnight open, but. See, that's why going short here would have been terrible because we have this bullish gap right here in the 5 minute that just really good structure, boom, to get in long even. So that was a good no trade.
I think it might, if there's no real move now, it might just jump around the 50% level.
Yeah.
That's fair price for the.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think like this now. I'm not looking to short really. I mean, unless we immediately flip this gap. But I just don't see it. I mean, off midnight open. It's just an insane day. I mean, this is a choppy day. I mean, if we still look at the higher time frame, chop down, chop up, chop down, chop, like, there's no clear understanding. Okay, that looks good on the 32nd. Might go for this here, and if it goes lower, this is our only trade, so we're gonna lose 150. I'm not mad about that. Could have waited for that 1 minute potentially, but I don't mind the 32nd. We either lose 150 and we're done, or we hit take profit. So very low risk on today, but this should be the high. If we're gonna go lower, this is the high. I don't think we're gonna manipulate again. That would be our entry, so we got the same entry. I'm fine with this. Yes, I don't want to lose, but we severely de-risked this trade. We're not risking the 500, so I could even just give this a little bit of breathing room above that wick. So risking 200 bucks. We'll risk 200 bucks exactly. And yeah, I'm more than happy to let this trade play out. We're going break even at this swing low. We're going to take one profit here. And then one at this low as well, and just let it play out. So not even half risk on this trade. Again, break even at this low. Reason being is that I just genuinely believe that if we're going to go lower, we're going to go lower from this high. So it's lower quality just because the day has been pretty slow and choppy, but we let it play out. And if we go higher from here, we're just going to keep going higher and higher. So, again, probably a rush trade, and probably not the greatest trade ever. Probably one of those days I could have just taken no trade, but, like, you know, willing to give it a stab. And based on the reaction, it's going to lose, like, guaranteed. But it really doesn't matter. It is what it is. The trade either does its thing or doesn't. We basically lose. Yesterday we won like 130. Today we lose 200. We'd be down 70 bucks on these accounts since like trading them. So it doesn't even matter. Where would half risk be? 250. Above that high. Kind of don't mind that either, but like just kind of giving a looser stop. Gives that whole candle. Kind of like that half risk. If it resweeps this, it could fall over, but if we break below here, then I'll trail my stop at this high. I hate that when it starts moving and it just shoots back up. But like that. Like you see how it starts going down, and it just chops back up and gives a terrible wick. I have a feeling this is gonna be like a 5-hour trade. It's just gonna sit here all day. If we start breaking lows, I think that I'm pretty happy with this trade. Obviously, I got in before we broke any low, but like the inversion was there. We swept the high, so I'm fine with it. But again, if we start breaking the lows, that's when I have a lot of confidence in the position. We can't break lows, though. We can't go lower. That's just simple. I need some speed coming in here. Not up, though. It looks like it wants to start looking good, and then it just doesn't actually do it. So these are the worst types of trades. They're the most painful ones that you can't get a lick of profit even. I mean, it's gonna lose. This is a losing trade. It is what it is. It's annoying, but it's gonna lose. Has room above the resweep and come back lower. So, yeah, there's nothing more I can really do for this. I'm playing the range idea that we're not going to just fully bounce all the way down, all the way back up. ES has those equal lows. I don't know. I like this. I'd rather be in a short, I think, than long, but we could be wrong. So, it really doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It's one loss, half risk. We'll come back the next day. And yesterday we could have smacked a $700 trade. So, just it's all about the next day, just submitting to the process. Kind of surprised it didn't get more of a retrace, but I guess that makes sense if we're really bullish. And that's the prediction. We're either bearish from that high and we're going to go lower, or we're not bearish at all and we're going to go higher. So it's only two things. We can't get any movement lower. I don't think this is going to play. It's not getting any momentum at all down, so it's concerning to me. I like the ES just went above the high though, and NQ kind of stalled, but the lack of displacement lower is telling me we're not good here. It doesn't look good at all. ES is ripping higher, NQ is stalling about the rip, but just because of how long this trade might take to play out, I don't even want to sit in it, because it might take 3 hours to get to those lows, and I don't want to sit there for 3 hours.
You want to just cancel it?
I don't know. I mean, not negative, Not when you're down. Like, why would you close it when you're down? But if it goes in my favor, maybe I just go break even and just call it. ES is ripping higher. I mean, it's gonna be a loss. Like, it's unfortunate, but this is gonna be a losing trade. I'm allowing the resweep with that stop loss being up there because I anticipate maybe it could resweep one more time. But if it doesn't resweep and go lower now, we're cooked, obviously.
No, yes, it isn't.
No, we don't have SMT.
I know.
If we break lows, I'm trailing my stop to the highs, but we haven't broke a low yet, so I don't want to have my stop loss too tight. If we get a strong displacing, if we inverse that entire move up, I'll start liking this trade again. But until then, I don't like it. See, like, it looks like it wants to go lower, and then it's going to give this huge wick, and it's going to flip up, and it's like, it's the most painful thing. That's what I'm so bad about trading with, is that little, like, move up right at the end. It's going to have this huge wick, and it's just going to be like, or this next candle is going to pump up green. It's like, you get so much, like, hope that maybe it swept that high and it's going to go lower, and then it's just like, nah, I'm going to shoot up in your face. Like, we're not going to go lower. I don't know why it's even edging that it's going to go lower. If we break this low, I'll trail the stop to the high that we just put in. But that's it. So if we break this low, I'll trail to this high as my stop. But look at that. It's like, it's so slow. It's so slow to go down. It's not even thinking about going lower. I would have wanted, like, big displacement here. Look at that. I mean, what is this? Such an annoying day. Could have won on 5 different trades and we take the loss. So that's what always happens, too, when you wait too long in the session. I swear, when you get past 10:30, it's like, it's not going to work. It really just never works. It's so choppy. It's half risk. It's not the end of the world. Come back, we win tomorrow. Kind of surprised this thing isn't trying to go lower, though, really. I'm cooked. The worst is going to be when it tags my stop loss and then rips lower, like just melts lower. I can just see that happening too. It's going to just hit me out and just melt lower. I kind of want to have my stop here, because that looks like a little bit more breathing room, but what does that look like? 280? Kind of, but don't mind that. Just because then we'd really be wrong if it goes up there. Just another $30. It's like I wish it would just either move to my targets or move to my stop loss, because I just hate this game of just sitting here. Is this thing really going to grind up all the way to just like the high of the day again? I mean, insane. Yeah, I mean, we lost. But this is where it could reject the previous equal highs, but I mean, we're going to lose. It really, like, this type of trade makes it, when it goes break even, if it comes down here, where I just, like, want to close it. Because, like, just such a brutal trade. Okay, use that order block and rip higher. I mean, this is like, it literally wouldn't look, it could not look better if you were in a long. If you were in a long, this is like exactly what you want to see. But we're in shorts. If we break a low, I can trail my stop to an actual high, but we're going to hold this for value gap. We're going to hold midnight open. We're going to rip higher. Like every time. It's amazing how beautiful the market works when I get into opposite position. It's amazing how every fair value gap gets respected. Every order block gets respected. Like nothing gets disrespected when I'm in a short. But when I'm in a long, nothing gets respected. Look at that move. It's so pure. I kind of want to just close it here. But I'm not going to close it. It doesn't matter to me. It just does not want to disrespect bullish imbalances. It's so bullish. This market's so bullish right now. It's insane to me. I really want to close it and just take a small loss, because then it's just like, okay, forget about it. Just terrible trade.
Might be the best thing you can do. Everything points to higher.
But I'm still kind of confident that this is the level that it would reverse if it does. So I don't want to get out while I'm down. You know, I'm only risking another $100. It's like, if it breaks through that low, I'm confident in this thing.
Good.
Nah, that's not good at all. The good is if it closes below that wick that we put on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is awful. Otherwise, we're just respecting bullish gaps. Like, I don't understand why it's not moving at all lower.
He just doesn't make a big move.
Big's relative.
Well, I mean, in the right direction.
This candle needs to come in fast.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
But it needs to continue like that. Can't wick up, and it's going to wick up, right? Don't want to get your hopes up until the candle closes. See? See, look at that shit, man. What the... I mean, that's off. That is worse than if it didn't go down. You realize that? That's worse than if it didn't go down. I'd rather that candle have not moved lower than to see that. Maybe it's just testing the move lower and then it's going to go. But, I mean, that's so hopeful. It's so ridiculous for me to even think that that's possible. I mean, yeah, this is wraps. I should just close it for 180. But that's also just an emotional decision. I mean... The stop's just at I'm not moving any higher. This order block, we have a 5 minute, we have this high. It should, that's as far as it can go without being just wrong. These trades where you're just this wrong are the worst, where you're just like, wow, I'm not even close. I'm not even close to being right. I didn't have a single point in my direction, not even one tick. Another terrible wick that I don't even want to see on the 1 minute. See, this is why I do these emotional break evens. We'll get into my profit and we'll get a strong close. I'll be like, I'm just happy to be break even. But you gotta just let it do its thing if it gets down there, and stick to my break even point. The 5 minute looks a lot more like it wants to go lower because of how slow it. Like if you look at the 5 minute, it looks like okay, it just grinds up, gets in that discount. If we're playing a range day, so. But again, if it goes to break even, I kind of want to close it, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like if it gets down there, I feel like so blessed to not lose. That might stop a win. You know.
Come on, make low. There we go.
See, like, isn't that it's kind of wrong to want to go break even if it goes down past that low? But I just sat through a terrible looking trade, and then you get that emotion attached to it. So I'm just gonna stick to my guns on my break even point. Don't put in a nasty wick on the 5 minute. Please don't put in a nasty wick on the 5 minute. Look at that. Look at that wick. Look at that wick.
Bad
Oh
wick.
my gosh, that's awful.
It's not a bad week.
No, it is a bad wick. I do like that we're rejecting this previous highs area again. I do like that. I do just want to close this if it goes break even though, and that's so dumb. But I really do want to. Because I'll feel so lucky to not lose. But the reality is it could flush all the way lower. And
Yeah.
so it's like, why would I don't know. That's an emotional decision, so I'm just going to let it play out. Not worry about it. It shouldn't matter, but your heart starts beating more, you start getting stressed, you start getting anxious, you start getting attached to it. It's like, why does it matter? I'm on an evaluation account. Why am I getting so emotionally attached to this? Why am I so stressed out? It's like it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the accounts. I'm not blowing my accounts up on one trade. Always have tomorrow. There's gonna be another trade. We saw good trades today. We didn't take. We could have taken. Like it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And I'm like, it feels like the end of the world every time you lose a trade. And that's like why I revenge trade for years and years and years because I can't understand this emotion. I can't deal with this emotion. So I revenge trade for years and years and years. And I just get stuck, and I get stuck revenge trading and revenge trading and revenge
Really
trading.
good now. Because everything is turning down.
Well, I don't like it. I can't let it matter because it doesn't matter. It has to not matter. It does or doesn't. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
I would
I'm in the
move my
position.
stop loss above that wick.
I want to wait for this displacement first through here. Then I'll change it. But look, I could close the trade here and not lose. But it's like, what does that gain for me?
No.
Nothing.
Because he's gonna flush now.
Like I would love to go break even right now, but it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
No break even.
It's so dumb.
But you can reduce your risk because if it goes back up there, it's gonna.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna wait for a second. I really want to go break even.
Oh yeah, I would reduce the risk of that.
$200 risk. Nothing wrong with that. Our break even point's down here. And honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reward myself for this break even. I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to take this low-hanging fruit. I'm going to reward myself if it gets down here and holding for the break-even. I really want to be break-even so bad right now. I can't even describe, like, the
Yeah,
anxiousness.
You're fine. Everything is taking negative, which is strong now. The tick is really making lows again. That's a good sign.
I really want to go break even. I don't know why. I do know why. I don't want to lose. But
Well, you only want to lose small, so.
yeah, 160. That's all right. 160. That's it. I lose 160. But then the comfort of like it might not go back to break even. I could be break even, and I don't lose. And I just I want to go break even so bad. I don't like that wick. I want to go break even so
Think
bad.
about
If we sweep this low,
Think
I'll go
about it,
break even.
It's gonna retrace some.
If we sweep this low, I'll go break even because I want this run to be more efficient, and we attack this fair value gap. Oh my gosh, I want to go break even, but it's so early. I'm so fearful of a loss. I want to go break even so bad.
Too early. You need to let it come back again up.
But it's like I let it come back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but no. It'll take your break even because that's where a lot of the volume has been.
yeah.
So it might go up there again before it goes lower.
And we're only losing about $200. It's not the end of the world. Like,
It can go into that green up candle.
I just hate this. This looks terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you reduce risk.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to go
You
break
reduce
even.
risk
I want to
already.
be break even bad. I don't like this trade. I do like it, but I'm fearful. I'm fearful.
The trade looks
I'm
good
fearful.
to me.
But no, this looks terrible. This looks really bad. This looks like a long. And that's why I want to be like that's why I want to go break even now. And like is that wrong to go break even when it looks this bad?
That wicked into no imbalances. So,
I mean, it just wicked like the midpoint. I don't know.
no.
Oh my gosh, I hate this, dude. I hate this. Look at that. I could have been break even. Now I'm going to lose because I decided to not go break even. I'm going break even if it swings below this low. That's for sure. That's for sure. And I don't have any problem with that. What do you think about that? If it breaks below that, I think I go break even.
If it's close below that, yeah, I would.
I'm not even close. A break below that, I'm going break even. Ah. It's like knowing that I could avoid a loss right now by closing the trade is such a big comfort thing. Look at that! I could have gone break even. After all that drawdown, this trade was shitty. And then I sit here and it's like I'm choosing to
Then
lose.
close it now.
I don't want to though, because that's emotional. That's me being
Then-
stupid. You're supposed to help me not be emotional. You can't just tell me to close it now. Oh my gosh, I hate this. And it's not even the loss. It's just being wrong. It sucks. It sucks to be like I was wrong. I took a bad trade. So I want to avoid that feeling of I was wrong. I lost. I didn't get closer to passing my accounts today. I want to avoid that feeling at all costs. And I want to get out and just revenge trade and just full port, but I can't because I'll be locked out. But that's what I want. That's where my mind goes to. I want to revenge trade. I want to just gamble. This candle makes me want to gamble. Just makes me want to gamble. This candle right here makes me want to close the trade and just go full port. That's literally how I get, and that's why I've been losing. That's why I've been losing.
Wait, okay, this is you take a bad trade tomorrow. You're gonna come back and find a clear setup.
But isn't it crazy that that's how my brain
No,
works?
you
Like,
get
I
out.
want to revenge trade. I want to blow up. Like, I'm willing to risk blowing up my accounts off of one loss just because it didn't go where I wanted to go. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I don't know if I'll ever be able to trade because I get this emotional from every trade on evals on a $250 loss. I can't handle a loss. Like, how will I ever succeed at trading if I cannot handle this?
Hello. Yes. Thank you.
I don't know if I'll ever succeed at trading because I cannot handle these emotions. I am so emotional for every position. I get so stressed out. How will I ever do this? How will I ever do this if I cannot handle this?
You just take one trade at a time.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's like if I lose and I win tomorrow, it's like it doesn't matter. But I get so caught up in one day. It's like this one day is like my Super Bowl, where it's like it determines how I feel about how good I am. It's like if I lose a trade, it's like, oh, I'm so bad. If I win, it's like, oh, I'm good. It's like I get so attached to the outcome. I want nothing more than to tag my break-even point so I can have another day where I follow what I need to do. But at the same time, if it loses, I still followed what I needed to do, and it's not the end of the world.
Right. I mean, so that's how you do.
I want to be break even now. Now. Right now. Oh my gosh, dude, I suck at this, but this is why I'm practicing. Trading is the hardest thing I've ever tried to do because it's the most mentally taxing thing I've ever seen. Like, why is it that, like, it just, my entry's like a force field?
I mean, it was a forced entry that you took, so wasn't the best entry that you had and the best trade probably.
I kind of like the idea, though, but yeah, it's not a great entry, I guess.
Well, you didn't wait for a change of state of delivery when you enter.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, that's a 1-1 mistake. And then you could have taken higher up entries in the same way you took this one, and that would have been better.
Yeah, less stressful.
And you would have.
But this is still stressful because it's not moving right.
But you would have taken an entry in a better range, in a more discount range, with a change of state of delivery, which would have moved quicker in your direction.
Well, it would have probably stopped me at break even.
Yeah.
But at least better than what's probably gonna happen.
It might still work out, but
if it doesn't give me at least break even, I'm just so shocked. I'm just so shocked that this wick is gonna be what sends us up. Like, are you kidding me? I want to just close this trade so badly. Like, my brain is like burning. But I have to just understand, like, this is just the emotions you're going to feel trading. Like, this is just how it's going to feel until you get used to this and sit with this and say, wait, this doesn't control me. Like, this doesn't need to control me. The way I feel isn't going to move the mouse and push a button. So it's like I can feel this, and it's not going to change anything that happens on these charts. But it feels like the world's ending if I don't get break even or win. It feels like the world's going to end. It really does. It's like, it's the most fascinating thing that I just cannot handle any trade whatsoever. What the fuck? What is that? It's just not moving. It's just not moving. It's literally, I want to rip my hair out. I cannot stand this. I cannot stand this. I'm so stressed out. I'm so stressed out for no reason. This is why I like these raw videos, because it's like, this is what trading, the process of learning how to trade and dealing with emotions, like, this is what it is. It's all the BS that you see online. No one talks about this feeling, this struggle of, like, you literally feel like the world is ending on a freaking evaluation account risking $250. And I feel like the world's ending here. I cannot understand it, how this is so difficult. I hate the rage of, it looks like it's going to start moving in my favor and it doesn't. Like, how is my entry where we're just staying? We're not moving past my entry at all. At all. And I could have had so many chances to close this, and if it loses, all I'm going to think about is that I could have closed the trade early. I could have closed it early, being fearful, but it would save me. And that's why I keep closing trades early, is because it saves me sometimes. So all I remember is the time that it saved me from that uncomfortable feeling, right? Like, if I close this for a break even, it saved me from that uncomfortable feeling of maybe I was going to lose. And then if it goes up there, I'll be like, oh, whew, good thing I didn't lose today on a bad trade, is what you kind of tell yourself. But this isn't that bad of a trade. Let it play out. And then if it flushes to your break even, it goes break even, fine, then you did your job. But it just doesn't want to work. And it just is excruciating. This is excruciatingly painful and frustrating, and just, I want to be done with this trade. I hate, like, this would make me hate trading. I hate this feeling. I hate this stress. every single day. It's just stressing myself out for this bull crap. I hate it. I actually hate this process because it really is just the end of why I'm in it. And then the trade will end and it's fine. And then the day goes on, whatever.
Listen, you accepted the
But it's
risk.
like, but then this also too, this trade encapsulates, wow, I never win. I never get payouts. I'm so far from this. It's like it seems like all the goals you have in life, it's just like attached to this one outcome. It's how it feels every day. That's why you go in and revenge trade because it's like, damn, I can't get anywhere. I can't get anywhere in life. And that's how this feels. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose. Are you kidding me? It's not even going to go to my break-even point. That's how I'm feeling right now. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. And I'm like just crashing. Like my mind is just excruciating pain watching this. I cannot believe it's going up now. I can't believe it. Isn't that annoying?
Just accept it. You say
Accept it. But look at it. It's just like,
one trade.
but like I could have gone break even afterwards, looking bad. I could have just closed it. I could have protected myself from this loss.
You have a loss. You have 250 loss. That's it. Tomorrow you wait for the ride.
Fucking hell, man. Can't believe this shit. Cannot believe I'm this bad at trading. I can't win ever. Even when I win yesterday, I lose, break even. I can't even win. What is wrong with me? Why can't I do this? Why am I not able to do this? Somehow, and then I call out all this fucking shit all day. I call out all these trades I see, don't take any of them, and then the one I get in is just the shittiest one of them all. Every single time. Happens every time. It's the most annoying thing on the entire planet. Every single time, without fail, I'll hesitate on all the setups that work. All of them. I call them all out live. I say, this is what I want to see, this is this. I don't know. And then they all work out. And then the one that I take is just the one that's not there. Every time this happens. I cannot believe it. And of course, I got to sit through like 2 hours of purgatory hell of a trade. Instead of just, and it could just stop me out or could not, but it decides to just mess with my emotions all day and just chop around on me and just stress me out and just be like, oh, maybe you're going to win. Oh, maybe you're going to lose. Oh, maybe, and just stress you out the whole day, trying to give you a heart attack. See? Oh my gosh, maybe it's going to look better. And then it's going to mess with me
Let him do
again.
what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's annoying.
You can
It's
walk
mentally
away.
draining.
Just leave it and walk away.
All right, I have this low marked out on ES. If we sweep these lows here, I'll go break even on this position. Oh my gosh. I could have closed it for break even again, getting myself out of the pain and discomfort. I could have done that, but obviously that's dumb. But like I could have just solved all my problems in the world right now.
Decide if it goes back there again, are you gonna do it or not?
No, I'm not going to because that's dumb.
Then don't complain about it that you could that because you're not gonna go do it.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying, if the end of the world right now is me feeling like I'm gonna lose, and I could have solved that problem by closing the trade. That's how it feels. It feels like I can solve my own problem. I'm under a lot of stress. The best way I can avoid stress, it goes down there, close the trade. Because then guess what? I'm not stressed anymore. Because the trade's done and I didn't lose. But that's dumb, and that's why I hold myself back for years and years and years, being an idiot, being so stressed out that I can't take a trade. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, why am I like this? Why can't I just accept the outcome and not get stressed out? Why do I have to end my problem of getting stopped out? This is the raw, like, I love this, I document this live because this is how it is. This is the feeling. And this is what I struggle with. So ES took that, but I'm just going to let this thing play out. And if we lose, we lose. I'm going to wait for the break even. If we get a close below this low I have marked out, I might go break even anyways. Because I think that's been spending too much time here. It needs to accelerate lower. So, ES took that low. If it goes below this low, I'm going break even. All right, I'm break even here. And if we get stopped out break even, we get stopped out break even. I just don't like the way the price is delivering right now, and I want to see it flush lower here. So, immediately, it's like this calm comes over my entire body once I get a break even. And it's insane. It's really crazy how that works. It's like you escape death. But I should just let it play out, really. I probably shouldn't even be at break. But at this point, I wouldn't want to see it come up here. Like, it spent too much time. If it's going to go any lower, and again, this is the why I'm also aggressive. This low here on ES. So it's not just the... It's not just the fact that we got this low. It's the fact that ES took out its draws here, which to me is kind of suspicious. I want to see it now. It should deliver quick through here, and if not, then that's a fine break even anyways. So we'd be break even on this low regardless. So okay, we'd be break even regardless. So whatever happens on this trade, ES is really dumping. NQ needs to follow. It's not going to. And that's fine. Could not care less. Wow. So stupid. What a reaction to that low.
ES is coming down. Look at that.
Yeah, NQ is ripping.
ES is coming down.
Okay, break even. I mean, I think I did about as good as I could with that trade there, honestly. Crash, but like with this trade, once we spend all this time here, it has to go at some point. If it doesn't go, it's just gonna chop around the rest of the day. And I went break even at this low, but I waited for this low on ES. I see it, the momentum come through. At this point, it just has to go. It just has to go. And if it's not going, I don't care to sit in it. I'm not leaving my stop loss up here on this trade at 11:30. I'm more than happy with the break even. In all things considered on that trade, a break even is fine there, or a $5 loss, whatever is fine. But held as much as I would have ever expected the need to hold. When we tag this low here and we get this reaction, it's just it either again at some point when you get in here. It comes up, whatever, does its thing, gets displacement. Wicks comes back up, Wicks comes down, comes back up again, tag magnetic, gets displacement. At some point, it's got to pick a side. And if it's not picking a side, I don't care to be in the trade. So, stressful day. Again, I'm glad that I have all those emotions articulated on camera because that's how trading goes. And that's what I have to deal with. And that's why I'm trying to break down those negative emotions that feel like the world's ending when I'm in a trade. It's the most stressful thing I ever do. And it will never get better.
It's gonna go down. It's gonna go lower though.
Okay, yeah, whatever. I've made my decision, and that's fine. I don't mind making that decision. If it goes lower, it goes lower. I don't mind taking that decision because I don't think that it should do this.
It's gonna be a grind.
I don't think it. I'm saying though, I don't think that when we have all this price action, we have this wick, and then we finally go again. It needs to go lower. It doesn't. It shouldn't stall there, in my opinion. And for me, that just looks like chop. Right, when you look at this time frame, like it rejects here, comes down, okay, even this, okay, that looks bad, and then rejects again, it needs to go. Otherwise, we're not getting momentum in the market. And we look at this higher time frame, are we really expecting to just clean up just because we're in a trade? Probably not. So I'm more than happy with that. The idea was there. What happened? We waited for okay, it looks like it wants to confirm lower, comes up higher, sweeps this high, it gets the entry. I gave it a loose stop because I did expect that it could potentially retrace up to a little bit higher onto this order block, onto these relative highs. Since I was lower risk, I de-risked, which was also good. And then, really, I didn't.
You didn't get the best entry. You should have gone a better.
I know. So whatever. It doesn't matter. You can make a decision. I don't trade CISDs all the time. Like I don't mind this entry. I'm not like it's not the best entry ever, but it's not. I don't mind the entry because I waited, swept out the high, got the inversion. I like the entry. So it is what it is. Like a lot of times, this entry is going to play out on a more clean day. But my point being is, I got in the trade. We did what we needed to do, and I didn't immediately panic and go break even on the first push. We gave it another chance, sat through it, dealt with the negative emotions, articulated them, didn't move the mouse on them, and then when we flushed through and I see ES run through this low, when I see ES running through these lows here and getting that displacement, I'm going to go break even, especially when we hit this low. So we hit this low anyways, and we got break even, and we'd be in drawdown still. So it's just one of those things that I'm happy with how I managed it. We sat in the trade for 44 minutes of just stress and zero really profit. So it is what it is. I'm not. It's not the greatest trade ever. It's not the greatest day ever. But we got better in the sense of being more patient, in the sense of we didn't just get into the trades. And there was a little bit of that FOMO of this was the trade that I really liked, but it just didn't like the way it looked, and I didn't take it. And it's like one of those days where you get, and that adds to the frustration. Is when you see a trade that you kind of hesitate on or don't take, and then you see it play out so well, and then the trade you do take starts losing. You kind of just get really upset because you're like, it's just a game of interest. It's just one small decision could change your entire day and change everything. But that's why these lockout features is crucial. It's crucial because if I didn't have the lockout features, I'd probably just spiral into bad habits. But then what happens? We had a day that was stressful, and then it locks us out, and we show up the next day, and we try again the next day. So it's going to be a learning process, but that's what we're committed to. The fact that we're on these accounts that lock us out, that's the only reason I'm on Top Step. Otherwise, I'd be on Lucid. I like Lucid a lot more, but it's just how it goes. So we're committed to the process, and we're doing what we need to do. We're going to slowly build habits, and we're not going to associate red days and red losses with the world ending, because we're going to see over time. We're going to see the skill and the trades and the consistency play off. So we're going to see all those things kind of play out to our favor, and that's going to build our confidence slowly but surely. When we're forced to step away on a loss, when we're forced to take one loss and move on to the next day, and we're forced to do that for enough time, we're going to see, wow, it actually works if we just show up to our process. Or we're going to see, hey, it's not working, what can we change? So that's the only way I'm going to be able to grow and get better, is by doing what I'm doing. So not a bad day, just not a great day. And if we looked at the higher time frames, could have just been a no trade day, right? If we looked at the higher time frames and the market open, we didn't get our entry higher, we didn't really get a great entry lower, could have just stepped away. That's probably what I reflecting if I were to, when I journal this day, I'd probably look back and say, you know what, probably shouldn't have got too anxious to take a trade. I probably could have just looked at this and be like, we missed the longs to these equal highs. That was a clear move. And when we missed the shorts, just step away. There's always another day. Don't have to force anything. I think I took a pretty forced entry. And it's obvious when you take a forced entry, when you drop your size in half, because it kind of shows you, hey, you're not really as confident. So just a lot of things to learn, but that's just part of the process. You're going to take impulsive trades. You're going to take bad trades, but that's the key, is to have the lockout features in place so that I don't go and blow up everything when I take one loss, or if I take a bad trade, or if I take a rush trade. Guess what happens? You take the rush trade once, and you might lose half risk, or you might lose the full risk, and you're done for the day. But you don't go and blow up your entire account just because you had one bad trade or you missed one trade. And that's the key, because there's going to be a lot of days like yesterday where I had a really confident idea off open and where I'd have a really concise trade and win the win. But then there's going to be days like today where maybe I'm just not seeing it well, or maybe the market's not delivering well, and you might take a bad trade. So, but that's fine, because the lockout things are going to prevent you from yourself, because you're the only one that can hurt yourself in the trading. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Excited for Madrid to play today. Code Diego on all the prop firms. DM me to enter the giveaway on Fridays, and let me know how you guys did today. If you guys caught anything, I'm sure you guys had a better day than I did, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.